Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a deep dive into physicist Michio Kaku's incredible vision of the next century. And look, this isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's a look at where the science that's already happening in labs today is going to take us by the year 2100. For Kaku, this whole idea started way back when he was a kid. He used to watch old episodes of Flash Gordon, and he had this amazing realization. Yeah, Flash was the hero, he got all the glory, but it was the scientist, Dr. Zarkov, who actually made everything happen. The rocket ship, the invisibility shield, the city in the sky, all of it. That really stuck with him. The future is built in the lab. So this belief in science, it wasn't just some abstract idea for him. No, it was a call to action. As a teenager, he decided he was going to follow in the footsteps of the great scientists he looked up to, and he'd do it by building his very own particle accelerator. And we're not talking about your average science fair project here. This thing was a beast. It used so much power, 6 kilowatts, that he kept blowing every fuse in the house. You got a feel for his poor mom, right? She must have been wondering, why can't he just go play football like the other kids? But that kind of ambition, well, it perfectly sets the stage for the incredible future he imagined. Okay, so let's get into it, starting with how technology is going to merge with our most basic sense, our sight. The world as we see it is about to get a serious upgrade. Just imagine this. You pop in your contact lenses in the morning, and boom, you're connected to the internet. Right now, scientists are literally figuring out how to put tiny computer chips and LEDs into flexible lenses. This turns your vision into an interactive screen without having to implant a single thing in your brain. And we're not just talking about checking your email here. We're talking about getting actual superpowers. You could see subtitles pop up in real time as someone speaks another language. Or think about this. You're at a party, and you can see a person's name and bio just by looking at them. That awkward, I know you, but I forgot your name moment? Gone. Forever. Tourists could look at the Roman Colosseum and see it rebuilt right before their eyes in all its glory. How cool is that? So from augmenting our reality, what's the next logical step? Well, it's re-engineering our own biology. We're about to go from seeing the world differently to fundamentally changing our own place in it. The dream of eternal youth. It's as old as mythology itself. But there's a catch, right? There was that Greek myth about the goddess Eos who asked for eternal life for her lover, but totally forgot to ask for eternal youth. Whoops. Well, scientists today are aiming to do better by targeting the aging process itself. So here's the key. Scientists found that if you restrict your calories, it kicks on these specific longevity genes called sirtuins, and they seem to put the brakes on aging. The race is on now to develop drugs that can flip that same switch, but without the extreme diet. And get this isn't some pie-in-the-sky dream for 100 years from now. Researchers who are deep in this field, guys like Christoph Westphal, they're confident that drugs to extend our lifespan aren't decades away. They're literally just around the corner. And it's about so much more than just living longer. Once we master the human genome, we're talking about wiping out hereditary diseases that have haunted families for generations. We're talking about growing brand new organs for you in a lab from your own cells. And get this, even bringing back extinct species. The entire Neanderthal genome has been sequenced. So the question is no longer, can we do it? It's, should we? All right, now this is where things get really interesting, because this idea of control just keeps expanding. We've gone from our sight to our bodies, and now to reprogramming the physical world all around us. Everybody remembers the T-1000 from Terminator 2, right? That terrifying, basically unstoppable robot made of liquid metal. It was the ultimate killing machine because it could literally become anything. Well, believe it or not, scientists at Intel are working on a real-world version of this, and they're calling it programmable matter. So the basic idea is pretty mind-blowing. Everyday objects could be made up of millions and millions of tiny little computer chips called CADMs. And by sending a simple computer signal, these CADMs would just rearrange themselves. So that chair in your living room could in an instant become a desk or a lamp or pretty much anything else you can think of. Just think about what this really means for a second. Why would you ever throw away a broken toaster when you could just download the design for a new coffee maker and poof, you've got one? This could completely change our relationship with stuff, with consumption, with waste. It could create a truly circular economy. So let's just recap. If we have the power to see everything with augmented reality, live for
who knows how long through gene therapy, and reshape matter itself with a thought, we're basically gaining the powers of the gods from mythology, which leads to the biggest question of all. What kind of civilization are we going to become?
You can already see the foundations of our economy shifting under our feet. In the past, wealth came from physical things: land, oil, factories. But in the future, the main source of wealth is going to be something you just can't mass produce: human brain power. I mean, think about it. Why is Silicon Valley in California? It's not because of some amazing natural resource they're digging out of the ground. It's because that's where the brain power is concentrated. In this new world, the success of a whole country won't be about what's under their soil, but what's between the ears of their people.
And that really brings us to the final and most important point. As science hands us these incredible, almost godlike powers, are we also going to develop the wisdom to use them well? The author Isaac Asimov once said, "The saddest aspect of society right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom." And maybe that's it. Maybe the biggest challenge of the next 100 years won't be technological at all. Maybe it'll just be human.